Good afternoon, friends. Cariboo Weather Dude YouTube channel here. Joey sitting up in the chair. Hit like, share, subscribe, become a part of the channel, become a member, sustain me if you wouldn't mind. Keep the lights on. Okay, freezing rain warning for the Chilcotin and southern Cariboo. This is just a quick update because I do plan to have later today a larger look at the big story coming, which should be Friday still, I figure. But we'll address that when we address that. Let's just look today at what's going on. There is the risk of freezing rain tonight. If you have travel plans to go down Highway 97, for example, towards the coast and you're leaving, I would leave now. Get out of there before that freezing rain starts or cancel your trip, right? Well, we're going to have a look and see what's going on the radar, what's going on satellite, try to get a beat on all this and give you all the details here in the channel. Let's go.
There it is. This is bad news. My God. Anything could happen. Get on!
I'll watch the video later. They try mopping this. First of all, having a look at mid-level water vapor, and you can see the plume of moisture doubling back down around in on us. You can tell that we got sort of a warm sector kind of pushing up with that. That's going to collide with the cool air in the interior, so you're going to have surface that is freezing while the air temperature, the rain above is falling as rain, but then freezing as it hits the ground as it comes in through that cooler air level. When we look at upper level water vapor, we see there's a lot to play with here in this situation that's being steered by high pressure actually to the south of us, but there's a lot more still coming yet. A lot more available. So that's going to be the coming story within a few days. But a lot of this is being steered up into the north and then coming in to the interior. So it's sort of avoiding some of the coastal areas that might be expecting a lot of rain necessarily in one of these events. To the south, like say Vancouver, clear skies for them right now. And we're just seeing this first blip right now. It says 1 degree reported in Quesnel, -2 reported in Williams Lake, right? So some of this is falling as rain in the interior. There's not much there, though. There's not much there for sure. We have a little bit out by Nasco, a little bit down by Horsefly. Not much precipitation yet. It hasn't made its way here yet. Here's what we are dealing with so far, though. Yellow warning, freezing rain. Freezing rain is expected, beginning this evening and continuing until early Thursday morning. Chilcotin and communities along 97 Highway from Clinton to Lac La Hache particularly. Pacific funnel system is tracking towards the BC interior. Associated warm and moist air will push over cold air trapped near the surface. Periods of snow mixed with freezing rains expected to begin this evening for the Chilcotin region and near midnight for the 100-mile region. The precipitation will taper off overnight, but if you are traveling to work or whatever for night shift or whatever, look out for this. Exact accumulations uncertain, but localized amounts of 2 millimeters of ice accretion is likely. 2 millimeters of ice on top of everything. And just be aware, as that warm front comes first there, the cold front comes in behind. So you might see that kind of transition to snow. And even if you aren't in a warning area yet, you may become put into a warning area later, or you may still see some freezing rain, but not enough to, get freezing rain criteria for a warning. So you be aware of that as this pushes through. Definitely going to see some precipitation falling here in the Cariboo Mountains down and through towards Columbia. Definitely going to see that up the western, west coast, up the coast mountains. I'm trying to say. Have a look there a little bit forward there. See that kind of arriving, that warm sector arriving early into this afternoon, mid-afternoon into the central interior. You can see that cold front and behind. You can see that freezing rain icon right there, that weird little wave-looking thing in behind. One more look forward and see where we go. Boom. And there's that B section right there. Freezing rain, B. And got that whole B section. So it might push in further to the east yet still. So if you're in areas east of the warning zone, that might still be coming for you yet. Certainly, when you look at pilots' maps for where freezing locations are they're going to be flying through, it's a bit of a mess out there. I mean, that's more pilot language than any of you need to probably interpret. But, basically what that is saying is freezing on an aircraft is a bit of an issue going through that. And more of it's coming. You got the high pressure there to the south of us that's steering things clockwise. Well, that's steering everything kind of right into north coast, central coast, north coast, and then a lot of that's running into that cold air further to the east of us and doubling back down into BC. There was temperatures of -30 in Saskatchewan last night. Snowfall at the higher elevations today, sure. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's sure stratus-like over us here in Wells. Heavier snow up into the north there. Heavy snow. We got to stop this a few times here. Precipitation there running up the coast there. Heavy into the Amanicas. Heavy up Williston. Heavy snowfall. A little bit of snowfall mixed with rainfall in the Cariboo, central Cariboo. Now, you might see rainfall and you might see freezing rain depending on who you are and where you are. But look at this overnight. I'm going to stop that right there. First of all, you see this rainfall from Prince George. And it kind of goes right down that lowest, basically the Fraser River, and the lower elevation there. So there is rain expected even in through the Cariboo, like definitely a good solid rain. There's like a bit of a warm front, that sector that comes in there, bounces you just above zero. You may see that falling as rain or as snow, depending on the elevation where you're driving through or where you live at. And it may not be freezing rain, but certainly this on the backside here by 100 Mile House, and there's like that heaviest band of precipitation moving through that 24 highway. Going to be a total disaster driving over that. If you're going up the number 5 there, up towards Valemount from Kamloops, it's going to be gross. Looking like some bad snow coming out Revelstoke in the Rogers Pass there overnight. Trying to get yourself over to Jasper, going to be gross. Overnight into Thursday. Definitely Thursday morning if you have you're trucking, you're going over these BC mountain passes, you're going to be running into it gross tonight. We're going to make a whole separate video to talk about what comes next, because we will see some improvements through the day on Thursday for a lot of those areas as that low now is generating itself on the Alberta side of the Rockies. There it goes off quickly too. Boom. Boom, she's taking off. It's the next thing that's coming at us, really. That's going to be the real game changer. That's Friday. It really arrives. Well, some of you will be like evening on Thursday. Sure, but for us in the interior, it's definitely a Friday story. Boom, sometime around midnight, already into the province. Highways nasty down south. Highways gross. This is going to be a big one. This is going to be a big story. We're going to have a lot to talk about this week, so stay tuned. So, this may not be the end of our warnings this afternoon. I don't think this is like the big deal story, though. The big deal story is Friday. That's when we're going to see widespread warnings around. Hit like, share, subscribe, come back, support the weather guy. Thanks, everybody. Bye.